Good evening. Welcome to the monthly meeting of the ASCA Board of Directors. Today is December 19th, 2025. On the call tonight is Executive Secretary Cala Jaco, First Vice President Chuck Klein, Second Vice President Ann McCabe, Treasurer Diana Williams, Secretary Tanya Johnson, Directors Sue Kelly, Jerry Scheit, Jillian Ward, and myself, Jody McClellan. Next on the agenda is the November Treasurers Report. Diana.
Good evening, everyone. Let me switch over real quick. I had to switch back to unmute myself. I always forget to do that. Okay, so our cash on hand this month in our checking account, we have $132,808.85. In the wire account, it still maintains at $100. Our savings account is $42,595.95. The AEMD is $33,439.15. And then the foundation account is $22,950.72. I put that in there twice. I apologize. Let me add this real quick. The Vanguard accounts, the savings account has $212,250.16. The AEMD there, we had depleted that for this year's nationals, so it has $164.20. The foundation account has $51,497.40. I'm going to change a number real quick. I saw a mistake while we were talking. So our total cash on hand in our operating accounts is $495,806.43. I will send everyone a corrected copy of that tonight. We also have in the 25 Nationals account is $65,314.45. In the 26 Nationals account, we have $7,804.71. So that's the cash on hand. Let me switch over to our P&L for this month. So as you'll see on the P&L, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, this is the third month this year that we've had a loss. So we lost $13,839.78. Our expenses were almost the same. They were a little bit, just $1,000 less, even though we paid our attorneys an extra $5,000 into their trust account. We've been using their services quite a lot lately. So every time you call, email, text, we get billed for that, which is fine. We need to have his opinions, but I just need you to know that. We also bought this month, we took advantage of the November Black Friday deal and got a pretty good deal on 2 laptops for the office so that we could start that program that we had all discussed in 24 about switching out the computers into laptops. So we have 2 of those sitting at the office with a hub type program that we used to call them docking stations. They don't call them docking stations anymore. My son corrected me on that. It's some other special name, but I'm going to call it docking stations. We got 2 computers and 2 docking stations. This should free up a lot of space on the girls' desk and under their floors to make it a little bit more cohesive to work around. And then if anyone does need to work from home, there's a process to take these computers to the home and work from home for emergencies. The income this month was severely down. It's $57,475.54, and last month was $81,736. So this November this year was quite down. I'm hoping December is up a little bit. I did, and I don't think I have it open on my computer, I did send everyone a copy of the 24 nationals I'm sorry, I keep saying that wrong because we're talking about national so much tonight. I did send everyone a copy of November of 2024. That's where I'm getting that from. Just to see what we did last November, and I'm going to pull that up real quick. There it is, P&L for November 24. Last year, this time, our income was 66,000. So not much more than it was this November, but our expenses were much less because last year we actually made 13,000 in the month of November versus losing 13,000. I found that interesting, and I'm trying to get that report on one page for everyone so we can all see it. So does anyone have any questions? I didn't get the financials to around 4:30 this afternoon, so I do have a couple of things circled for me to go back to QuickBooks and look to make sure what it is and it's in the right spot, as well as ask Jasmine a couple of questions on those. So do we have any questions on any of that? Okay. Oh, I see somebody wrote something on chat. Is that for me? No, that was something else. Sorry. Thank you. I then will make a motion that we accept the financials for the month of November 2025.
This is Tanya. I'll second.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Motion on the floor to accept the treasurer's report as reported by Diana. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, I think that motion passes. Okay, I went a little bit out of order. I apologize. We're going to go back to DNA for a report to the membership from Anne.
All right. Thank you. So on December 12th, in the ASCA members IO group, and as an email to members and on the ASCA Facebook page, it was announced that we are moving to VGL, Veterinary Genetics Laboratory at UC Davis, to provide our DNA testing moving forward. This is a transition phase. And so in the next 3 to 4 months, we will be moving to have VGL be our sole provider of DNA testing. And we are aware that in the months that we have been using Oravet, that we want to get everything resolved, set, so we can move to VGL. And so in the message, just a quick recap of the message that if anybody has, any members have Oravet kits, Oravet swabs that they have purchased and not used yet, they should do so as soon as possible. That they should continue to use Oravet until we get the word that the VGL services will start, which will probably be in February or March. All of the data from any tests that were done by Oravet on any dog will be transferred to VGL and can 100% be used by VGL going forward. And so once again, this has been out for a little while. We have a DNA help desk to provide personal attention for any issues for Oravet, any questions that anyone has. And it is dnadesk@asca.org. If anyone has any questions, issues, they are encouraged to write there. And in preparation for that, we have scheduled 3 different town hall meetings where any member is welcome to join and listen and ask questions. We will be providing a way to submit questions beforehand just for efficiency's sake. And so the first one is Wednesday, January 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern. The next one is Saturday, January 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we're hoping that that is a time that our European members would be able to join us. And then the third one is January 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So the links to those Zoom meetings were published in the places that I mentioned before. And so that is what your DNA Executive Committee has been working on. We have been very pleased with the positive response that we have received. And so any issues that anyone has with getting information kind of wrapped up with Oravet, your DNA desk is here to help. And we hope to get that done and then transition in the next few months. And then we will have a permanent solution going forward.
Thanks, Anne. Appreciate it. Okay, next up on the agenda is the System Liaisons report. Sue.
Good evening, everyone. Yep, and I just lost my report. Hang on. All right, so it's a short report this month. Programmer has been working on a few bug fixes. A submit button wasn't there, and she fixed that. She's also working on the puppy release. And I would expect that to be done by next month. A lot of work is going towards the reporting database, including scrubbing personal information out of it. That's very important that we follow those rules. Also, we are beginning to implement a tracking software called teamwork.com to track all the program change requests. So when new ones come in, they'll be added to the system. All the ones that are currently in the spreadsheet will be in the system. We'll be able to add time estimates and do a lot better job planning all these program changes. So it'll really help out in the future work. And we do have a position open for a junior programmer, and we'll be posting the position soon to all of our normal posting areas, plus some online advertising. That's all I have, Jody.
Thanks, Sue. Appreciate it. Okay, I apologize again. I realized that my printer is running out of ink and I missed the Nationals trailer insurance. So back to Diana.
That's okay. Am I off mute? I assume I am. Yes, I am. So I have been checking on insurance with our current brokers, Brown and Brown, that writes our insurance. And Brown, they're brokers for 25, 30 different insurance companies. So they just don't have their right for a few, they write for many. And a lot of times when you use a broker, they send out a mass email to all their carriers that can underwrite certain types of insurance. So they changed our representative, and I finally heard back this week from our representative after asking 3-4 weeks ago about having someone check into the insurance that we currently have, that ASCA currently holds. We hold a couple policies. We have the business insurance and we have the insurance on the building. And none of those policies will cover the actual trailer because the trailer is not housed at ASCA. It moves from space to space. So they sent out a BOLO to several different insurance companies. Great American, no, they haven't responded yet. Progressive and Travelers Insurance have declined to insure the trailer. They're waiting on a response from Great American, Hartford, Hanover, Mercury, Nationwide, and Liberty Mutual. Out of all those, I actually thought Progressive would be the one to cover it because Progressive covers Sea-Doos, boats, planes, trains. They cover anything that they can get money for. So I'm surprised Progressive declined it. But what I'm trying to do is cover the actual trailer itself for property damage and any contents inside the trailer. The liability for the trailer, just so everyone's aware, is normally covered under how it's being towed, whatever's towing it, whatever truck, trailer, RV, whatever's towing it covers the liability. And then wherever it's sitting, homeowners insurance or property insurance with where the rented space is covers usually the liability. And sometimes it will cover the property damage if it's in the contract. But I wanted to get it covered outside of that just in case. And I just wanted everyone to know that I'm working on that. And if you have any other suggestions for insurance companies to cover it, I'm all ears, but I've got the broker working on it, and these are the companies that he's put it out to. That was all. I just wanted to update you.
Thanks, Diana. Anybody have any questions on that? Anne?
I was wondering just in terms of another insurance company, would it be something if someone was a member of USAA to be able to get it, or would then that would have to be on someone's personal and we couldn't really get it through the company? Because I know they're like great in terms of random insurance stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I know USAA does a lot of automobiles. I don't know what else they do, but I'll look at it.
Yeah, and if I mean, I'm a member, and so if it's something that can be done for that, because for veterans, that and I'm sure your daughter could be a member too. So
Probably.
but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it works out. It seems odd that this is so difficult, but just another.
Well, it's not a high dollar. It's actually not a high dollar item. So I wrote him back this evening. I wanted to know if the underwriters from these two companies that declined it listed why. I'd like to know why it was declined so that I know what direction to kind of go into. If there's anything, I can say or do differently, but I do want to know why it's declined. Could be a value, could be, I don't know, until we see. I am aware though, as much insurance defense work as I've done for 20 years, that the liability does cover the towing machine. That's what's going to cover the liability or where it's located. You can't, unless you have an umbrella policy, you can't really get liability on something like a trailer separate from other policies.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Diana.
You're welcome.
Okay, last thing on the agenda is to verify last month's email. Can I get a motion? Anyone?
This is Tanya. I'll make the motion to approve last month's email. It's finding those darn mute buttons.
I know. Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I
This is
second
done.
it. This is Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck. Oh boy. All right. Motion on the floor to approve last month's email business. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to wish our membership happy holidays. Looking forward to the new year, and we will see you again in January.